Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a pawn using the lathe tool in TrueSpace 5. Okay, so first we have to find an image off Google. So we're going to search for a pawn. Okay, and you could choose just about any image you like, but you want it to be a frontal view of it. So this one should work. So save it to your hard drive. Okay, so now we go to TrueSpace 5. And we have to put it in the background. So to do this, you go to the trash can symbol. Okay, and then go to the mandrel and just under draft, left click it, and then right click on it. Okay, and then you click on set background image, open the folder, and find the picture of the pawn. So here it is. Okay, now the image will be in the background, but since we have to trace it, we have to be able to see it. So to do this, you gotta go to File, Display Options, and Show Background Color / Image, and now it's in there, so you can trace it. Okay, and you want it to be submitted into the top left-hand corner, because that's what you do to trace it. Okay, so now you'll notice that the pawn is a little bit too wide, not as tall as you would like it to be. So we're gonna move this over. This isn't entirely necessary, but it's a step that'll save you a step after. Okay, so now we're gonna trace just the bottom half of the pawn. So start from here.
Don't worry about it. If you don't get a chance to submit it, I'll know where it is. Yeah, that was good.
In, out. You want to try and trace it as accurately as possible to get the best look, which I'm not doing right now, but
get a picture of fire and I'll show you how to create transparency now.
okay, so now we've traced half of it. Okay, so now we have to go to the lathe tool, which you go to sweep, drag up to lathe, then you have to select, first you have to select the top face on this, and go back over to the lathe, right click on it. You'll notice that the circle is only 270 degrees, so you have to change that to 360. Okay, and the rotation is fine, but if I was to trace the left corner of this, you'd have to rotate it 180 degrees. So as you can see, you'd lathe the other half of it, but we don't have to do that. So put it back to 0. Then the radius looks like it should be a little bit bigger. See how it looks like it's not even. So we're gonna change the radius to 2.5. That should be good. Okay, so now select it and click lathe. You have to select it.
Put on notification. Now remember, you do need to have that description. It needs to be fairly descriptive.
And I'm not selecting it.
Well, no, but like capital letters.
There we go. Okay, so that's the bottom half. Okay, so now we're gonna stand it up. So you do this by right clicking on the white arrow and rotating it 0 degrees on the x-axis. And then we're gonna put the XY coordinates at 0, 0, which will help in lining everything up. Okay, now it looks like a little bit too big in order to see it right, so we're gonna scale it down. Put it back to 0, 0. Alright, actually I'm gonna move this so we can see the image. Okay, so now you see right on top of that we have to trace right here, but we don't have to lathe it since it looks like images that TrueSpace has already provided us. So put this back to 0, 0 and go to where you see the cube, drag it up, and it would resemble a torus mostly, so you're going to put a torus in there, scale it up a little bit, put it to 0, 0, drag it up, okay, and scale it a little bit bigger. Put it back to 0, 0. you'll notice every time you scale it up, it won't be at 0, 0 anymore. Okay. So here we go. So you can see that looks pretty close to it. Okay, so put this back at 0, 0. Okay, now we have to do the top of it, which is a sphere. So I'll insert a sphere. Put it to 0, 0, select it. Right click 0, 0. Drag it up. And that's all the pieces you need, but as you can see, it's a little bit disproportionate. So we have, this looks like it shouldn't be as wide, a little bit taller. So we'll do that. And we'll put this back at 0, 0. And this looks like it should be, actually this looks pretty good, just the sphere has to be bigger. So we'll scale it up. We gotta do it at this view. I gotta zoom out. Just scale it up. Drag it down so we can see. There we go. Put this back at 0, 0. That looks pretty good. It's obviously not quite as good as you would like it to be. That's because we're just doing it. I'm just doing a rough one right now. So it could, definitely isn't as good as I would like, but it's close enough for the purposes of this tutorial. I think this should be more down. Okay, next we're gonna glue it all together so we could scale everything as we can. So we're gonna go to where it says copy, drag up to glue as child, just click on everything. Okay, so as you can see, everything scales together. Everything moves together. So that's about it. So that's how to make a pawn using the lathe tool in TrueSpace 5.